Who said the Sith know nothing about trust? Who said they know nothing about loyalty? Let me tell you a story about a right-hand man of the Emperor, Wyyrlok. Now, Wyyrlok was not caring. He was just a Sith, true and true, with loyalty pledged to the current sitting Emperor. And he saw the Emperor was in a bad way, so he had to step up. He had to go on a solo mission to find a way to heal his lord. After Cade's escape from the Sith Temple, the Emperor was pissed off. Matter of fact, he was about to end his former right hand because he failed to keep Cade contained. But Wyyrlok stopped him. My lord, cool your anger. Why end someone so pathetic when they can yet still be used? And he paused, thought about it for a second, and let him be. It wasn't even the only failure of the night. Dark Talon was still out. He said, put her in a healing bath. She dies or she doesn't. I do not care. Wyyrlok, recall strife. He is my new right hand. Heartbroken, he pleaded with his lord. Please, I have been loyal. I have been fierce, but the Dark Lord didn't care. You deserve nothing but death. Be lucky I left you alive. Now, Wyyrlok, get me into my chamber. I need to recover. The virus was spreading. Wyyrlok's only solution was to get answers from the past lords of the Sith. But as usual, they did not care for the pretender, the former Jedi turned Sith Lord. But Wyyrlok was very persuasive. He said, alright, if you can find my body, I will assist you. And mind you, it's going to be treacherous still. Wyyrlok didn't give a damn. He pulled up regardless. Now, this place was heavily fortified. He had Force users there to protect it, but this guy was on another level. His Force abilities were like magic. He made them see what he wanted them to see. He made them kill each other. He didn't have to even fight. When the last one came to and he saw all his brothers dead, he just had to watch and beg him for mercy. He let him be. Only because he was of use. Now, lead the way. He showed him around the whole building, the whole temple, until they found where he needed to go. A chamber that held the body of a past Sith Lord. As soon as he opened it, he saw it. Disgusting, decrepit, but yet still living. The Force Ghost demanded the holocron be put on his chest. He was not stupid. Wyyrlok knew, yeah, you're just trying to use me to get back to life. I'll settle with just your research and books. But you see, the Force users from earlier, he wanted revenge. You killed my brothers. I have hate for you. Claiming the holocron, he put it on his chest, giving up his own life force just to bring this Dark Lord back. And when he was back with the vengeance. He lashed out. But Wyyrlok was a good Sith Lord, or rather a bad one, because he stood his ground. He pushed him with the Force so hard, it was like he was a god, hovering rocks like bullets and hurling them at Wyyrlok. But Wyyrlok still stood his ground, because he knew about this Dark Lord. He was a coward through and through. He hid, he used traps, and he played mind games. You know what? I don't need your help. Matter of fact, fuck your cure. You see, even if I tell the Dark Lord I found you, he would be happy knowing I ended your existence. And he ended him like he was nothing. Picking up the lifeless corpse with the Force, he tossed it in the sarcophagus and just picked the books he needed and just left. He just left. Wyyrlok was a G. But you see, out in space, there were other dangers. An immortal Jedi who has lived for 100 years against her will, being the prison cell of a Sith Lord because of the amulet she has around her neck. And now she calls to the Force, hoping someone was going to hear her. Well, someone did. And we know who that someone is. We see the faces of his crew, in fact, and they were still terrified. This was a suicide mission to kill the Emperor. They were still gonna run it, but it was still a big task. The Imperials with their cocky selves were there just being annoying, thinking they were better for no reason. And well, Rey was trying to beg Cade to forgive her, but Cade was honestly just trying to stay off the juice. She was there calling out to him, but he was listening to another baddie. She wanted him. She demanded for him. And because of this, she pulled them out of space jump to her location. He felt the ruckus and stepped out, and he saw Rey there, and he was like, girl, fuck off. I'm not forgiving you. Go back to your imp crew. Now, why did my ship just stop? And he saw a Star Destroyer. For some reason, they were not attacking. Matter of fact, they were caught in a tractor beam. All the Force users were sensing creatures on this ship. Only Cade could tell it was a mixture of a dark side and light side user. They had to be cautious. This person was kind of like him. As soon as they docked, they noticed the ship. This place was a hellscape. Corpses everywhere and scratches on the wall. They didn't even need to find the monsters. They were there with them. These guys were mindless. They were vicious. And honestly, they were infectious because everyone they scratched or bit was infected with a virus that would turn them into creatures. Instantly, they were introduced to the immortal Jedi, and she was a bitch. As soon as she saw Cade and Rey were infected, she just tossed them aside and locked his friends up, introducing herself as Celeste. She was apparently a Jedi. Cade didn't give a damn. She tried to say that she locked them for their own safety. The virus is spreading, and there is no hope. She heard them earlier when they called him a Skywalker, and apparently she has strong ties to the Skywalkers. Dun, dun, dun. She was of course a Jedi from the Old Republic, and because of the amulet she has around her neck, she has lived for a long time, being empowered and being kept alive and influenced by the Dark Lord always on her shoulder, like some kind of demon. Cade, however, like I said, didn't give a damn because he was bleeding. He was about to be infected, but then he realized this infection is like a disease, ain't it? She said, yeah, it is spiritual, but yeah, it is a virus. So he just decided to cure himself and Rey, calling on all the emotions he had for her back in the past. And just like that, they were free. They were out. And this new Sith Lord found his new target. Because you see, his new host needed to be strong in the Force. She pledged her loyalty to help them kill the Emperor. And just like that, the kill squad was active. Every single Imperial post was hit. Every single Sith they came across was a target. People were dying. This is the Star Wars we're talking about, not that kiddie shit. These guys were real monsters. She stepped into a room, infected all the stormtroopers with the virus, and just started commanding them with the dark magic of the Sith. The Sith took care of them and thought he could handle Cade. Not. Cade was him right now, and he was enjoying the fight. He actually tossed him to the monsters for lunch. The Sith must have realized he stood no chance because he decided to run, and Cade wanted to chase him down, but she stopped him very rudely. He looked at her like she was crazy. Bitch, you good? She said, I'm good, but your plan sucked. Let him go. Let him bring his master. Jodie was conniving, but it wasn't only her, because as they reported back to the usurped Emperor, he demanded for her, or rather, the amulet. He wanted to use its magic to call an army of monsters. He told his agents to bring it for him, and most of them didn't rock with it. They were not Sith. This is dark. But Draco was fiercely loyal. Talk to your girl. She needs to lock in. We have a job to do. But he wasn't the only one working. You see, on that ship, something was weird. Something was making people go crazy. Come to find out, everyone wanted the same thing. The amulet, the power, the dark side. The Jedis were not falling for those mind tricks. He was infiltrating their dreams, their minds, and trying to push them to kill his host. Shadow was not going for it. Matter of fact, the whole ship was on edge, but Sin always comforted Blue like chill. Cade is a good guy, but I'm sorry, Cade is not. He's always on some slimy shit. He knew someone was going to try and pull up on Celeste, but he didn't expect it to be Rey. Ah, Rey, what are you doing here? She tried to tell him point blank, I'm here to destroy the amulet. It is dark. It is fucking with everyone's mind. He didn't care. And she just wanted to fight. And he stood his ground. You could feel it too. Someone was trying to fuck with their emotions. He had to pull her to reality, lock her in place. And there was one way to do that. And he did that very well. It was his way after all. He was a Skywalker. But you see, this was still a problem. A conversation needed to be had. So he pulled up on Celeste and he told her, you need to control your amulet. It is messing up everyone's mind. She looked at him dead in his eye, in his ship, and asked him, oh what? He said, girl, I will toss you in a black hole. I don't give a fuck. He looked at him and said, boy, you are tough. Isn't he messing with your mind as well? He said, of course he's messing with my mind, but you see, your Sith Lord is a joke. He makes me laugh. And this pissed off the Sith Lord so much, he actually took control of her body. Like, fuck you, Cade. He force pushed her back so hard and killed all her monsters. You feel powerful in this room. You're not. Control your inner demons or I will. I wasn't joking about the black hole. She apologized because she understood he was literally trying to kill her. He needed a new host with a weak mind. And the truth is, he only saw one acceptable host on this ship was Cade himself. And it is sad because he doesn't know Cade ain't no joke. Regardless, if he cannot have anyone on this ship, he was going to devise a new plan to get someone stronger.